Flexi next. Oh, yes.
Today we're going to talk about overtraining, right?
Yeah, and not over-talking, but overtraining. Everything we say has got a meaning behind it.
Sometimes.
Sometimes true, sometimes not true. It all depends how you look at it. Okay, you start, little Ange.
Jeg synes bare, det er lidt sjovt, at gennem al den tid, jeg har trænet, så har jeg tit fået at vide af folk, der ikke træner, at træner du ikke for meget?
Ja.
Træner du ikke for meget? Og det har tit været af folk, som ikke træner, eller som måske sådan lige bevæger sig ned i motionscenteret 2 til 3 gange om ugen. For man skal passe på med ikke at overtræne. Så har jeg bare et spørgsmål. Kan man lave oversitting? Eller overcouching?
No, they can't do that. No, I was thinking that. Someone was talking to me about that. And I was thinking that I come from Nottingham. I had a labour job, a manual job, and I was thinking, I was doing physical work all the time, carrying pianos and things up the stairs. Think if I went to the boss and said, "Do you know what? I think I'm overworking. Can I just work 3 times a week?" I mean, let's face it. Yeah, but what do you think? I'm overworking. And then I go on there wasn't YouTube then, and they say, okay, you only have to kind of work in the mornings. But this about overtraining, I think you can overtrain maybe a muscle. You've got a little muscle, but that's not the central nervous system. You can kind of do biceps, 100,000 biceps, and your biceps will be fucked. So next day, your body will say, oh, it's a natural thing. You won't be able to move your biceps, so you don't have to Google. And you think, oh, I can't get my hand to Google. So I think the body will tell you if you're overtraining, and I think it's undertraining. It's a problem.
Yes, undertraining, oversitting, overcouching, overcarring, overbossing, overeating.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the overlords are taking over.
Yeah, but it is like that.
Yeah.
Jeg tænker også, at det har meget at gøre med, at vi. Jeg tror, det er det der med, at man kommer til at prikke til folks dårlige samvittighed.
I think you're right there, Angie.
Og det er ikke fordi, at man skal jeg skal ikke pege fingre af folk, der ikke træner. Det er ikke det handler om.
No.
Men det der med, at man bliver peget fingre i nogle gange, når det er, at man selv træner. Træner du ikke for meget? Træner du virkelig 6 gange om ugen?
Yeah.
Ja, jeg træner 6 gange om ugen. Det gør jeg.
Yeah.
Og jeg synes, det er sjovt. Og jeg synes også, det er sjovt at gå som en idiot, hvis man har trænet ben. Eller at man ikke kan bøje armen, fordi jeg synes, det er sjovt.
Don't get us wrong. Angie and I, we do things because we like to do them. We don't do them because we want necessarily to kind of please anyone out there. I've got past pleasing everyone. Yes. My days are over pleasing someone.
Yeah.
We're doing it. It's egoistic. It's very egoistic. We're not being forced to do it. And we see in the training centre, Angela and I, we go to the training centre. We see people there. We think, well, what they're doing here, because they're not enjoying it. We can see they're not enjoying it. There's many things you can do. You can cycle. You can walk. You can do anything if you want to. If you don't. But don't come and prick up me. I don't say you're overcouching.
No.
I don't say anything. You never. It's always a positive things. You don't say you can't say anything to people like that. You can say to fit people. You can't say anything to.
No, that's true. You cannot discuss anything with people who have. You can see they have low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. You cannot say to them, you're not training enough. You're not doing like this, because then they will be very sad and mad. But they can say to us, "Oh, you're overtraining. Oh, you're overdoing the Botox. Oh, you what? Who are you to judge just because I look not good, but maybe better than them?"
Yeah. I think a lot of times it is maybe guilt, because if you go into the training world and you are training, people very, very seldom say you're overtraining. They say, oh, it's nice to see you here again. And
that's true.
Because if you know what you're doing, it seems that maybe if you're going to start training, oh God, so you kind of go to the other people, oh, you're overtraining, things like that. But I think overtraining also is very individual. Before, 55 years ago, when I started training. Shut up. I was training kind of split sets and drop sets and hit. Now I can't do it. The body says I can't do drop sets. I could never kind of train with Angie. She would kill me in about half an hour. So I'm training the best I can for my age and my body. That doesn't mean that I'm sitting down doing something. I'm doing it to the best of my ability, which is not as good as it was a few years ago. That is not my phone, but it's from my phone. It's just reality. Someone's kind of, what did it say? Yes, new hair. Yep.
New hair. He has no hair.
New
hair.
I was going to try to say new hair.
News.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very individual, but I think that don't knock people for doing something you don't know anything about, because if we were overtraining, our bodies would collapse. It'd say, now you can't. There has been days when you've stayed at home thinking, I can't do anymore. Your body will tell you.
Yeah.
And
but it's like people are saying it's not healthy. They use the word sunt, er det nu sundt for dig?
Yeah.
They're saying like that, er det nu sundt for dig overtraining? I don't say to them, er det nu sundt for dig to overcouching?
No.
I don't say that.
No. I think, okay, we can get to the extremes maybe where you are, but I would say actually.
But then it's because you're sick. When I had anorexia, I trained 4 hours a day, maybe 5 hours a day, and I sat on the bike and I biked and I biked and I trained and I biked and I didn't eat shit.
No, okay.
That's another subject, another story.
Yeah, it is. But what
then it's not healthy because I didn't get anything to eat.
But what I was saying, could you see? I was just flexing. But I think the most dangerous thing, not the dangerous thing, but the thing overtraining is it's when you're doing endurance sports. If you're running the marathon, you can't run a marathon day after day after day, and maybe running day after day after day, because then it taxes your central nervous system. When you're training with weights, it's not so much of the central nervous system that gets taxed. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to overtrain.
It depends. It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
But of course you can overtrain everything. But I think also marathon runners, they cannot overtrain if they're doing it right. You know.
Oh, but
if they have the right food and the right condition and stuff.
Angela, when they training for a marathon, you run one marathon distance maybe once.
Yes.
The rest of the time it's a half marathon. Then they structure it differently.
Yes.
Like you say,
so if you just keep your structure, even though what you're training, what you're doing, oversitting, overcouching, if you just structure your oversitting, that would be fine.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, though, with the marathon, if you overtrain, you have to take a taxi home because you can't run back. Don't forget to take money for a taxi, because the body will collapse.
Shit.
The body will set.
That's true.
You know,
but I think it's just like it's like you don't have to judge other people for what they're doing.
No, that's it.
I don't ask.
It was like our other video. It's like our other video.
Yes.
Before. I mean, if I was kind of mentally impaired, no. Oh, I should never have said that, should I? I should never. I'm going to get a lot of comments there. But you are mentally impaired. But what I mean is, I'm over 18, so really I know.
He's overaged.
Overaged. Yeah, overaged. I'm overaged. So roughly I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it, and I get a little bit irritated when people ask me why am I doing that, because it's like I was a little baby. They say, why are you putting food in your hair? I know why I'm doing it, and I don't think it's kind of, why should I explain to them why I'm doing it? Am I so interesting that they want to know why I'm doing it?
I think it's good that people have interest in you. I think it's good that people ask why. I'm actually a fan of the word why all the time. Just ask why. You just get irritated because now you're so old, you have heard it so many times, you don't want to fucking hear it anymore.
Do you know, I remember when I was younger, I was watching the Muppets and them two old guys in the balcony.
You're one of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought, how can you be so old and grumpy? I don't think you get old and grumpy, but you're just not bothered about making an impression anymore.
Yeah. No, that was it for now.
Yeah,
don't do the oversitting. Don't do the overcouching. Don't do the overcarring. Don't do the overbussing. Just fucking overtrain. You can't do it wrong.
Just try and overtrain. Just try and overtrain,
and let us know.
Let us know.
Because when you're sore, you're not overtraining when you're sore. I'm sore in my legs today. I walk like shit. And I'm sore in my biceps and shit, they're burning.
And I'm sore in my jaw because I never normally speak this much.
No. It was very cozy to meet you. Hi.
Hi.